Welcome back to our Support Local series. I'm Riyad with Will and Saman.
Look at Saman, everyone. Look at our newest member.
Yeah,
awesome.
we made the cut.
Yes. Super honored to have Jeannie Dhun with us today. You reached out to us. You said, I want to be interviewed by the greatest real estate team known to man.
That's exactly what I said.
So thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Perfect. And Saman has something to add. Saman?
As always, you can like and subscribe to the channel so you stay up to date with newest videos coming out, and you can learn about, stories that we're about to share today.
Perfect. So tell us about your business and how many years you've been in Whitby.
And what's it called?
Okay, so
Oh, true.
little detail.
Yeah.
It's called Osteo Genie Wellness Hub, and I've been in business for 3 years. We opened in the middle of COVID. It was an unexpected surprise that turned into something pretty awesome. I was working somewhere else and I had a wait list of, I don't know, well over 6 months, and I was like, this is crazy. I can't help people. If I see you today and I'm like, oh yeah, by the way, I need to see you again, but I can't see you for 6 months.
Right.
So when this opportunity came up, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go for it. And I wanted to make it predominantly osteopathy, but I also wanted to have other services here. So we have 5 manual osteopaths, we have a massage therapist, an acupuncturist, a reflexologist, naturopathy, and then we also offer some kind of unique services. We have something called spinal energetics, and we also offer biointolerance elimination. So I have to think about that one because it's
What is that one?
How about that?
Yeah, what is that?
That is, it's a holistic way to approach food sensitivities and allergies. So our BIE practitioner, Saeed, he was studying to be a medical doctor and his daughter got really sick. And he just found that Western medicine wasn't helping. So he was looking for other ways to help, and he found this kind of therapy, and that really helped his daughter. So he switched over, and this is what he does full time now.
Wow.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. He would, let's say you have an allergy to grass, he would ask you to bring in a sample of the grass. He would put it on your hand, and there's a machine that he uses, and he gauges the machine. He uses the frequency of the grass, and he puts that into the machine, and then he uses different acupressure points to deliver that frequency into your body. So you build a tolerance for it. And I can speak to it because my nephew has a severe allergy to dogs. Yeah, and I had him go see Saeed, and now he can be around my dog, no problem. So I'm a believer.
I want to do a different thing just on
Yeah.
That is, I've never heard that in my life.
Yeah, he'd be amazing.
That's amazing. Yeah, 100%.
He's phenomenal at explaining it too.
Wow, that's crazy. Okay.
Yeah.
So how'd you get into this business? I know you were a nurse before, and now you're doing this.
Yes, I had this reoccurring injury. So I had this SI injury from a car accident, and I did the physio, I did the chiro, and it helped, but it was still something reoccurring for me. And somebody said, you should really see an osteopath, and I'm like,
What is that?
So I went home and I looked it up online, and I'm like, I'm gonna do this. And I literally signed up for school that night. And I just switched. I just saw it and I'm like, that's what I want to do. And I don't have that issue anymore. My SI joint, it actually got fixed during school when we were practicing on each other. So if I wasn't a believer before, you know?
When you tell people this is what you do, how do you explain your career to them? Because I think people don't really get it.
Yes, it depends on the length of time that I have. So I have 2 versions. Okay, the first version is, it's kind of like a mix of super gentle chiro, some physio, some massage rolled into one ball. But if they have some time, I would say, well, it's a full body approach to your treatment. So if you come in and you're like, Jeannie, girl, my back is really hurting me. I'd say, okay, well, let me take a look at your back. I'm gonna take a look at your back. I'm gonna do a full body assessment though, head to toe. What else is off? What other imbalances are there in the body? Because if I just address your back and we don't address the other imbalances, what's gonna happen is you're just gonna get temporary relief. And we don't want you to have temporary relief. We want you to have long-lasting relief. Our goal is so that you don't have to come back in here all the time.
Right.
But if I fix all those little other nuances in the body, well, I shouldn't say fix. If I address all those little nuances in the body, and then we work on the big problem, helping the whole body is the approach that gives you longer lasting relief, and you don't have to see us all the time.
See, interesting.
Is there a common issue you see that people come in with?
Oh my gosh, back, neck, jaw, and stress. Those are the most...
Clenching?
Yeah, oh yeah. We do a lot of things for jaw. We can work inside the mouth, we can work outside the mouth. We work with the nervous system.
Inside the mouth. What does that look like?
glove on, and
Glove on, really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
that's what I found out about osteo. My friend had headaches and they couldn't fix them, and then he found an osteopath, and he goes, they went in with the glove, massaged my jaw, and he was cured.
Yeah. We can even mobilize your jaw. Like I would do a traction on your lower jaw from the inside of the mouth.
Wow.
So Jeannie, what happens? So let's say someone does have, you know, some sort of discomfort. They find you. They can find you online. And they come in. What happens next with assessment? Is it all done at one visit? Is it an assessment? Do you go home? Do you come back? How long is a treatment?
So we do an initial assessment, and we do it 75 to 90 minutes. I know that's long, but we like to do a full assessment and give treatment in that first visit. Nobody really likes to go for an assessment and be like, okay, see ya, come back for your treatment, right?
I always hate that part. Yeah.
So we try to make it doable for people that way. And then afterwards, depending on what we find, we say follow up for 60 minutes, follow up for 45. We do have 75 and 90-minute follow-ups, but it just depends on what that person wants, what they're looking for, and how long they have on their timeline for their schedule.
And is this something that is covered by most people's benefits, or are people typically paying out of pocket for this?
Most people benefits coverage. We always tell people check their benefits because every plan is different, but it's more rare that they don't have the coverage for it.
Yeah, good.
Now you were a nurse, and you went from nursing, which is what it is, to running your own business.
Yes.
Why would you leave nursing, which is a pretty, it's hard work, but it's a cushy job, to running your own business? Like, what took you here?
When I went into nursing, I thought I was going to be like Florence Nightingale. I'd go in, I'll be by your table, I'll be by your side, I'll help you, but it was nothing like that. It was, for example, in the long-term care facility, you have 2 units, there are 6 day patients, give the meds out. And that's all I did all shift. There was no personal touch, and I like being with people, and as weird as this is going to sound, like I like touching people. I like that personal touch, right? So, for me, that was a huge part of what was missing, and I would work hours and then rotating shifts, and I'm like, this is not the life that I imagined when I thought about being a nurse. So it's not that I was thinking about coming out of the career, but it just so happened that I had this injury and somebody told me about osteopathy, and when I saw it, I'm like, that sounds like exactly what I want to do. Right. And that's why I ended up switching. It wasn't even in my mind. I was like, oh, well, nursing will get better, maybe and I tried different places. I worked at the hospital, I did long-term care, I did a doctor's office, I was even the nurse for an Amazon location, one of their first location in Mississauga.
Oh, wow.
So I tried so many different avenues, and in the hospital I did different things. I did med-surg, I did palliative care, and so I think I exhausted what I could try to find a spot that I fit, and it didn't fit me anymore. And when I read about osteopathy, I was like, that's it.
So in terms of your business, if we're gonna just talk about, being an entrepreneur, are you active in the day-to-day? Are you more so taking a step back, focusing on the operations? Do you have someone that runs your practice? Do you do a bit of everything?
I do a bit of everything. I have a very full practice, so I work 4 to 5 days a week, and I see patients with 4 to 5 days a week. But I'm also trying to run the business, and I have 4 other manual osteopaths, and the reason I did that is because I had such a wait list. So now I'm booking into 2025, and Krisha was telling me,
it's just the start.
I know. My front desk, Krisha was telling me, by the end of February, you're probably going to be booked out for 2025. Wow. So I would like to work on the business more because I love going out and meeting people and, creating those relationships, but it's a challenge because I have this wonderful base of clients who just want to see me, which is great. I'm honored, but I'd like to be able to branch out a little bit. But I just love helping people, so I'm struggling a bit with the balance. So
what does a typical day look like for you as a business owner / also working in the business? What does your day look like usually?
So I would come in probably about 9:30 in the morning, make sure everything's okay in the clinic, go through my email, do all the administrative stuff, and then I would see patients in the evening, probably until 7 or 8 at night.
Wow.
So I'm looking at your wall here, a lot of certificates. Other than osteo, do you treat anything else, or do you do anything else?
Absolutely. I created something called Osteo Aesthetics, and some people like to go for Botox, some people like to go for fillers, some people that's not for them. So
He does Botox. Don't you?
Hey man, to each his own, Riyad.
No, there's no shame in it. We're gonna celebrate you in 2020.
So with osteoaesthetics, it's a bunch of different techniques that are kind of balled together that is manual. So we can give you like a mini facelift by using manual techniques. And that works for some people. So there's that.
I'm sorry.
He's considering it now.
Yeah. Okay, so when you say manual, you're really working the tissue in the face.
Yeah.
And moving it around.
Yeah, and there's also inside the mouth work that's done. Because if your jaw is off, your face is gonna look distorted, right? So.
Remember I told you I went to a facial and they went inside and
Right.
it was the best thing ever happened.
Yeah, it was like, there's a lot of buccal massage in it.
Yeah, I was like, sleeping.
I've gotten a facial before and I hated it. I just thought it was dumb. But that's actually a good little, interesting. So you massage the face and does also pull out lines and.
Yeah, I can show you some pictures of.
I want to see them. This is interesting. This is very interesting.
There's lymphatic massage with it. There's some craniosacral work. So if the bones in your skull are a little bit off, we can just try to help align things within there. We work with the eyes. We work with the tongue. So there's a bunch of different things that goes into that sort of stuff. But what else do I do? So I also.
You make my brain bigger so I get smarter.
I mean, we could try. No guarantees.
We're just going to read off your wall here. What is Bioflex laser therapy?
So that is, it's red light laser, so it penetrates on a cellular level. So it goes down on a cellular level and helps to repair from down there. So it reaches an area that we can't reach. It is painless, and it's just a panel. We put a panel on with these little diodes that shoots out the light, and
I've done that before. I didn't know it was called Bioflex. When I tore my Achilles,
yes,
they did that.
Oh, that would have been amazing to help that recovery.
It was good.
Yeah.
So you're one of a few in Ontario that do this certain type of treatment. What is that?
Yes, so there's two of them that we do. There's something called neurovascular release, and people don't realize that you can get tension in your blood vessels, your nerves, your arteries, veins as well, because they have this lining in it called fascia. And fascia is like, if you can think of like a big spider web that's wet and sticky, it's in the body. So it's not just surrounding things. If we didn't have fascia, like your heart might fall onto your diaphragm, right? So it holds things up, but it also kind of weaves through everything. So your whole body is like this wet, sticky thing moving around like this, which includes your veins, your arteries, and other systems in the body. So what we would do is we would go in, and it's super gentle, and we relieve the tension through those areas so that the blood can flow properly. Your brain can get the messages being sent by the nervous system, and it really helps people with different issues.
And that's a laser or a kind of massage?
No, it's like it's a manual therapy. So for example, releasing the neck could look like I pull down hair and then I push into the scalene muscle here. I got you to take a breath and release. And it's as simple as that. It's just, if you know where the pathways are and you can gently open it up, it
and if someone wants that, like, is that a one-time treatment or is it like a 3 or 4 monthly kind of thing? It depends.
I do that, yeah, and I do that in combination with other osteopathy techniques.
Right.
So that it's maximal effect, you know? Different strokes for different folks,
That's
you know?
right.
Your body might like that treatment, his body might be like, nah, that's not for me.
And how would you know if someone needs that treatment?
We try it.
Oh. Well, there you go. That makes sense. See ya.
The other therapy that I do is called spinal energetics, and there's not a lot of people that do that right now. And it's an energetic work, and again, I think it's for everybody, but you know, people need to be open to that style of treatment, and it works with. So we have different stressor factors, whether it's stress, whether it's trauma, and we know how to work with it in our brain. You know, people meditate, they do yoga, they talk to their psychiatrist, whatever they need to do, and they can get past it mentally. But the body also stores those things. So it's stored in your tissues, it's stored in your organs. If you go for treatment for something over and over and over again and it's not getting resolved, it's probably not a physical issue. There's probably something sitting in there that we need to get rid of emotionally. So spinal energetics combines many different modalities, and we work with the body's energy to kind of clear those pathways up. And that really, lately, I've been seeing a lot of people with spinal energetics, and that's been so helpful for them, for their health. And then when you combine the energetic part with the physical part, and you do both, like you're addressing the body from different areas, and it just has a bigger release, a lengthier time of release.
Has someone cried when they got
Oh my gosh, yeah, people cry, they laugh, they cough, they scream.
So Jeannie, if someone is watching this and this is the first time that they're hearing of osteo, and they're interested in trying it out, right? What would be like a treatment that would be good for someone to come in and do for their first time until you do an assessment and see, if they need anything else? What would be like the first common thing that someone does here in terms of treatments? Is there one?
Outside of osteopathy, or you mean within?
Just in general, your practice. If someone's watching this and they're interested in what you're saying, but they call it, they don't know what they need, but they feel like they need something. Yeah.
We would probably just talk to them and figure out what they have going on. And we may recommend one thing, or we may say, you know what, it would be good for you to do the massage and then go see the acupuncturist after. So it just depends on what their situation is and what they're comfortable with as well. Are they willing to be poked by needles?
Right.
Which our acupuncturist is gentle, so it's not like a painful thing, but it's for some people that's a problem. So it's about assessing their situation and giving them suggestions for what's right for them.
And so a typical day, because now you opened up during COVID. So were there any concerns when you opened up during, COVID? And then, what was your biggest, what's your biggest challenge now for your business?
Heck yeah, there were concerns. Osteos weren't allowed to work during COVID, so I was like, I'm opening this place and I can't even work. But I had a great massage therapist at the time who was there. So I guess my concern was, when am I going to be able to open again, and when can I have patients coming in? Because during COVID, I was still in contact with my patients, and they were like, can we come in? Is there any way that you could see me? Because though they had chiro and massage, for some people, it just wasn't the route for them, and they preferred the osteopathy. So that was definitely my biggest concern. My biggest challenge right now is setting the boundaries so that I can spend more time growing the business. That's my biggest challenge.
I think it's every entrepreneur goes
Yeah. So I'm working on it.
So have some fun now.
Yeah.
What's your favorite local business?
Here we go.
Probably Unique Town Boutique.
Where is that?
They're right here in the plaza. They're a store that has 70 local people that do their own products, and they sell all of them in there. So I like that store just because it supports everybody locally.
Right.
So that's why they're my favorite.
What about food?
Food.
I know where he's thinking already.
Honestly, okay, so I'm vegan. So for me, it would. Oh my gosh, what's my favorite place?
You're vegan.
Yeah, what kind of vegan options are around here? What do
I
you go
get
for?
actually a lot of calls about that, vegan food. So.
Yeah. So there's a place called the Fart Cafe.
Yes.
Oh, we love that.
They do vegan food. Their stuff is great. There's a lot of places that offer vegan options, but if I'm being completely honest, there's a place called Lotus Restaurant in Scarborough, and they do vegan dim sum. Dim sum is my favorite, like all-time favorite food. So
Vegan dim sum, interesting.
yeah, it's good.
It's good.
Okay.
It's good.
Because we had this conversation outside and we talked about this. Your favorite doubles in Durham.
Oh.
Things is my favorite doubles in Durham. If you want great doubles, that is the place to go.
I was just gonna say, like you're immersed in wellness, right? So what do you do for your mental well-being, your physical well-being?
Oh yeah.
That's a great question,
Oh,
actually.
what a wonderful question.
That's why I'm here, guys.
Not just hair for a pretty face, right? I definitely have to take care of myself, because if I don't take care of myself, I can feel myself diminishing. So I do everything in here. I do the osteopathy, I do acupuncture, I go for massage, I also do my own energy work. So I would do my spinal energetics. I might find a practitioner that I can go see for that, and I think it's important to clear all parts of the system so that I can remain happy and healthy for my patients. So self-care, super important. Huge on yoga. I used to teach yoga pre-COVID, and that's a huge thing for me as well. And the meditation every single morning. It's a
What kind of meditation do you do?
I do more guided meditation because my mind is squirrely. It's like I gotta do this and this and this and that and that. So I need somebody to talk me through it, and I listen to a gentleman called Joe Dispenza, and I do his guided meditations. I just like the way he presents things and he says things. So
Perfect.
And how can somebody find you on social?
they can go to our Instagram or Facebook. It is at Osteo Genie, Osteogenie.
Perfect.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're
Look
welcome.
at that. Amazing.
Thanks,
Thank you
guys.
very much.